Hey everybody, it's the Santa Barbara Group, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. I got Avi Becker, Garrett McCaw, and I'm Joe Parker, and we are trying to jump back into what we were doing before COVID hit, which is the hot sheet. This is our weekly little show we're putting out to give you guys the insights of what's happening on a weekly basis in the Santa Barbara real estate market. And everything has changed for you guys and for us in the real estate industry. Some of those biggest changes we're seeing are the way we do business on a day-to-day basis. Things like open houses, gone. We don't do those anymore. We don't do broker tour anymore. It's really tricky to stay up on inventory. The good news is that most listing agents, including ourselves, are taking advantage of technology and using things like Matterport so that you could walk through a home basically with your computer, with your phone, and see every nook and cranny very easily. I haven't tried it yet, but I hear that you could even put on those goggles. Have you guys tried those? Where you could walk through a house and be like virtual reality. So that's kind of, I think that's maybe where we're headed, but everything's changed. So we're doing a lot of that. To show a property can be very tricky. If there's a tenant or an owner living in there, oftentimes we have to ask our buyers not only to sell the gauntlet of COVID forms that are now out. Whenever you're doing real estate, you got to sign a whole bunch of new contracts about COVID. So to get inside, you'll be signing one of those. But if it's occupied, you're often going to be asked to produce a proof of funds, which is, showing where your funds are that you're planning to put down, and also a pre-approval letter from your lender. So basically sellers or tenants, they want to know that you're a bona fide buyer up front, and this is usually something that happened later. So lots of changes we're dealing with. Not every buyer is comfortable doing that up front, but it's now starting to filter in as kind of a standard of practice. It's really nice to have vacant listings like one we just put on over by Hidden Oaks Golf Course. That immediately got hammered with activity. Lots of people showing it because it was vacant, and 2 offers well over asking price. The sellers are stoked that we put that in escrow this morning. So lots of activity out there. And I know Avi Becker has been working on stats, and he's pulled some interesting numbers to share with everybody about how this month of June is looking. What's going on, Avi?
Yeah, I did some diving into the stats in the MLS, and I think I got like a B minus in my last math class, but I think I can handle these stats all right. And it was really interesting to just look at this past week, just in June, and also the last week in June in 2019, because we've seen an incredible flurry of activity. Joe's listing, all these other listings getting multiple offers. And this week in June, there were 65 homes from Carpinteria to Goleta that went under contract, that went pending. And last year in 2019, which was still a really kicking market and things were still moving quick, there was only 39. So it almost doubled up in just from 2020 to 2019. Like in Santa Barbara, those are really drastically different numbers,
Yeah.
even though, for our market. And we're just seeing a lot of buyers that were on pause during COVID jumping back into the action. We're seeing a huge handful of LA buyers and people living in higher density packed areas coming up here either to retire or now like their work is remote. Like one thing I recently heard is Procore, one of the big companies in CARP, they're allowing all their employees to work from wherever now. Even after COVID, they're going to let people work remote if they want. And there's a lot of companies doing the same thing in LA in the Bay Area saying, hey, we will be back to the office potentially someday, but if you want to work somewhere else, you can go and work remote now that they've kind of figured out their workflow remote. So we have all these people coming in Santa Barbara and jumping into the buyer pool. And new listings are down, year to date. So this week there's 56 new listings, and last year at this time there were 69 new listings. So there's just way less inventory than there are demands, and it's definitely tough out there for buyers. And listings are getting hit, but we're still working hard with our buyers and getting people under contract and making sure that we're there to help people who need our help for sure.
Nice.
Yep.
What's driving that, Garrett? What do you think
Well,
is making
there's
it?
case in point on that. There's a lot of moves that are being made, especially in certain neighborhoods that are centrally located throughout Santa Barbara. Case in point, 2720 San Marcan Drive, that came on the market about a week ago, had 17 offers on the property. This was a completely dialed in 2-bedroom, 2-bath home on a 13,000 square foot lot, had a pool, very tropical like backyard, just kind of hit all the hot points for so many people. But again, 17 offers, and I want to say the majority, if I heard correctly, of that, 7 of them were all cash, very quick closes. So we have a lot of people that are coming from out of town right now who are making the move, who have decided that now's the time to go ahead and pull the trigger and get their Santa Barbara retirement home, get their little vacation spot. And they're also having to compete with the younger crowd, the young pro course or the young 30-somethings who are coming in and just trying to get in and make a splash with this. So, again, it's very tight out there. It's not an easy environment to be working in as if you're a buyer. If you're a seller and you have, like Avi said, or as Joe said, if you have a home that's vacant, best way to show it that way, you can just get as many people in as possible. But regardless, even if you are there, we do have all the different precautions on getting people in. We can shoot their temperature before they walk in, sanitize before they walk in, have them wear booties, masks, make sure they don't touch anything within the house, and make sure we only have one group in at a time. So it's, again, not an open house situation. You don't have people coming in, sneezing on your walls or anything like that. If they do touch a cabinet or a closet door, open it up, we're there immediately to make sure that we sanitize and get that clean. So a lot of different options out there, but it is a different ballgame.
Yeah, I noticed your signs are in plastic. You're not using those lately, huh?
No, they're on hiatus to hopefully come back another time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know. I never thought I would kind of miss open houses. I probably pretty much don't, but kind of do.
I miss
Well, yeah, I think, in general, we're flowing through the changes. I think we're all kind of shocked about how on fire the market is here. What's happened to our industry is that things have gotten nuts and crazy, and the demand is super high. Interest rates are really low. There's crazy good loan products. 10% down, one loan, right? 3.5%. That's what we learned today in the sales meeting. I mean, there's some really great. So it's affording everybody a chance to get in.
I want to also mention, I believe we heard that jumbo up to 1 million, 25% down. You're getting, you're getting 3.25% on that.
3.25%.
3.25%. I'm back. Sorry.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go, people. That's what's happening in the marketplace right now. If you have a property and you've been thinking about selling, definitely now is the time to have a consultation, look through all the options, because you are in a driver's position, and especially if it's in a great location and it's priced right, prepare for the masses to come banging at your door. So that's it. I think the Santa Barbara Zoomcast is back in effect.
Santa Barbara Zoomcast hot sheet comes together.
Yeah, that's right. Santa Barbara Zoomcast hot sheet. That's right. I morphed it too. I'm so used to talking about the Santa Barbara Zoomcast. This is awesome. All right, guys. Well, hey, make it a great day, and we'll see you all later.
We'll be back next week. Have a great day.